All right, for years now, coming up on decades, Dragon Ball fans across the world have been screaming at the top of their lungs, at the top of the mountain, talking about, Akira Toriyama, what are you doing? Why have you forsaken us when it comes to the character of Gohan? At one point in time, he was the most badass in the series. He was the first to go Super Saiyan 2. That was lovely. He took our Cell with that one-handed Kamehameha. I mean, it was great. It was badass. It was amazing. But now, Gohan don't want to fight. He's lost a lot of his power. He's lost a lot of his strength. All he wants to do is read books, and I could not stand what y'all have done to this character. But now, instead of Goku and Vegeta, we have a movie centered on Gohan, and I could not be happier because the last one was, I think, Dragon Ball movie number 10 with Goten and Trunks, and they fought Broly, but they're not fighting Broly. They're fighting some androids this time, and I'm super duper excited because I love me some Gohan. So I have seen the movie, and I want to tell you guys, is it any good? Does the character Gohan get some justice? Is he now the badass that we remember from a long, long time ago? Well, let's talk about it. My name is Brandon Keith Avery, and this is just my opinion. Hey, what's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion for my Dragon Ball superhero movie review. And if this is your first time finding me and you happen to like the video, please give me that thumbs up and consider subscribing. All right, guys, like I said in my intro, I'm a big super duper Dragon Ball fan. I have been a fan of Dragon Ball, really Dragon Ball Z, since I was a child. I've only seen bits and pieces of Dragon Ball. I've never watched the whole series, the whole saga all the way through, but there are a lot of key moments, epic moments that I still hold dear to my heart that has always popped up on social media, YouTube, and etc. But Dragon Ball Z, that's always been number one for me. Goku is my favorite character in the whole wide world and all of fiction, and I just love everything about him, his philosophy of never giving up. I mean, that hasn't been embedded in me. It is downloaded in my brain. I don't care how long or hard something's gonna take. I will never give up, and I have to give that to Goku. And so that's just how much I love this series. And like I said, I like Gohan too, but they've completely nerfed his character. And so I was looking forward to this. My expectations at first was a bit low, but up until this release, just more and more stuff was being released and spoiled. And I tried to stay away from the spoilers for the most part, but I was just like, man, everybody's mixing and editing all this stuff on social media, especially Instagram, with all these epic beats, with all this bass, showing these transformation. I'm like, man, I cannot wait to see this. It is about to go down. And there's a speculation talking about, is this new Gohan that we see in the trailers, this new transformation, is it more powerful than Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct? And of course, we're going to be talking about that and all that good stuff. But my expectation, like I said, they were low starting off, but then they just started getting higher and higher and higher. And I do have Dragon Ball Super Broly right here, and I'll talk about which one I like more, superhero or Broly, in just a bit. But this film right here is being directed by Tetsuro Kodama, and I've never heard of him before. When I look at his filmography, this is the only thing he's directed is this Ganbare Lululolo, Tiny Twin Bears, and Dragon Ball Superhero. Everybody got to start somewhere, so I'm not just going to crap on the guy, but that's just all he has right there under his belt. But guys, before we get into all the nitty gritty, before I talk about all my likes and dislikes, let me tell you exactly what this film is all about. The Red Ribbon Army from Goku's past has returned with 2 new androids to challenge him and his friends. Now guys, this film has been spoiled up and down to Kingdom Come, and I'm still going to try not to spoil it for you here. I will go into a full spoiler review, I think, when the film is released here in the States, August 19th of 2022. So this will contain no spoilers, even though they've been spoiled a lot online already. Now, the first thing that I really did like about this movie is the Red Ribbon Army is back. I mean, a lot of people may be disappointed with that, but I always remember the Red Ribbon Army from the Android saga and Dragon Ball Z with Dr. Gero, Android 16, 17, and I can go down the list. But of course, it originates from Dragon Ball. And like I said, I did not watch Dragon Ball. I've seen bits and pieces, but I know that's where its origin is. But the way this film started off, giving you backstory of the Red Ribbon Army, where they came from, and why they're still relevant today in Dragon Ball time, I really did like that, especially how they dealt with the lineage and the descendants of Dr. Gero. Right now, we have his grandson, Dr. Hito, that's even smarter than him, and he's the one that's making all these plans, trying to assist possibly with world domination, building these new androids, Gamma 1 1 and Gamma 2, and I really do like the way they set that up at the very beginning of the film. The next thing that I really did love about this movie is the animation style. That is completely different from what we've gotten before in any type of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, or Dragon Ball Super, and I really did like it. A lot of fans were very nervous, but I think that they hit the nail on the head as far as that's concerned. And there's an article right here with comicbook.com. Dragon Ball Super superhero director explains the use of CGI animation. And just real quick, it says, when it comes to this new style, the biggest thing that distinguishes this is the shadows. We took an approach to make them look like they're blurry or have more gradual blend, which gives a softer impression as well. That's one of the big differences. I also want to point out that the characters in this film moves a lot. Now, I don't know what he means right there, because of course we know that these characters move a lot, and he talking about the shadows and all that. I mean, whatever. I mean, I just like that. It's a mixture of CGI, 2D, and 3D all together, and it is completely different. I mean, it really does stand out, and it's not just a complete departure from what we know and what we've seen before in the past. I mean, you still have those elements that we know and love, but this new take on it just gives it a new, fresh direction, and I loved it. It really did enhance all the fight scenes and just their movements, and highlighted all this stuff. And even in this movie, when it comes to the, you know, Dragon Ball Z, where they're fighting this way, and then it gets to the point where it's like, and you really can't see nothing but just lines going across. It wasn't even like that in this animation, but it still worked, and it was still effective. And even when they was powering up, punching, and you can hear that bass drop when they do a block or a counter move or something like that, it really hit home with the sound design and mixing, and just was enhanced that much more with this new animation style. And I absolutely loved it. I have no problem at all with the animation. It worked perfectly. Now let's talk about some of my favorite characters in this movie, and you may be surprised, one of my favorite characters was Pan, Gohan's daughter. I liked her. She's only 3 years old, and Piccolo is training her, and she's trying to catch up to the rest of the Z fighters. And for a 3-year-old, she has a little spunk, you know, and I really did like her. I mean, I love the character actually, but I gotta say, and shout out to OneTakeBigDog, because I know he gonna be happy about this, my favorite character in this movie, it was not Goku, it was not Gohan, it was not Broly or anybody else, it wasn't Wiz, it wasn't Beerus, it was Vegeta. Vegeta, in my opinion, stole the show in this movie, and him being involved was very brief. I loved his maturity in this film. I think that he has grown a ton as far as his philosophy and his mentality as far as it comes to fighting. I cannot wait till I see more of this when the episodes come back, whether that's going to be the Moro arc or the Gas, and I don't know nothing about that right there, because I try to watch the anime. I'm staying away from the manga. But as far as just Vegeta's mentality, he is matured. He has grown. You know, he's not the old Vegeta. I mean, he's still Vegeta, but this is a mature Vegeta. It's not the same character. You still get the Vegeta that we know and love, but this man is like, hey man, look, every time we get stronger, we think we're the strongest in the whole universe, multiverse, but there's always a foe that comes, and we need to be prepared. We need to be ready. And he is looking at his past mistakes, his past fights, his past encounters, and saying to himself, okay, this person had the edge over me on this right here, and I don't want to get too specific because I don't want to spoil it to you, but I need to get better, and he is taking the necessary steps to do that, and I absolutely loved it. And so what I love, Pan, Vegeta was my most favorite in this whole movie. And that also pours over into the choreography, where Vegeta learning more, he is fighting different, he is moving different, and they make sure that you know that. And not just him, I mean, the choreography in this film is great. I did like it. I'll talk about, you know, maybe a dislike or nitpick or two as far as that's concerned, you know, later on in this review. But for the most part, I did like it, and it was enhanced with that animation style. Like, I really did enjoy that. I really did. And we got to talk about the androids. You may get sick of androids. Like, man, how many androids are going to do? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. But now we have Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, and they do have a nice personality to them. And I like them. I like the way they think. I like the way they process things, and I like their abilities. I like their suits. I like the costumes. I like their appearance. I like everything about them. I have no problem with Gamma 1 and 2. And I mean, if they are going to be in the future of Dragon Ball Super, that's not a bad thing. I think that's a win. I think that's a plus. And I like their involvement as well. They did pose a worthy threat. The setup is also cool as well. There is a good reason why Gohan needs to get into the fight. And there is a kind of a valid reason why Goku and Vegeta are not able to be there as well. It's silly, you know, I'm fine with it. It's just typical Dragon Ball humor, and so I'm used to it, and it works for the most part. So there's really no complaints there. Like, where's Goku? Where's Vegeta? Where's Beerus? Where's Wiz? They give you a reason. It's a silly reason, but it's typical Dragon Ball humor. And I like the humor as well in this film. I mean, it was great. I don't know what this is called because I'm a complete novice when it comes to anime. I watched much more when I was in high school. Like, I was introduced to Fifth of the North Star, Ninja Scroll. I watched Yu Yu Hakusho and Ronin Warriors when I was in high school as well. But my adult life is really just Dragon Ball Z and all that, Dragon Ball Super. So I don't know, but in Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, you know when they make a super duper corny joke, and then the next cut is showing certain characters kind of flip upside down, they hit the ground and their legs pop up. Of course, they do that as well. They do it with certain characters other than as opposed to others, and I like that. I mean, there's certain characters I don't ever want to see do that in Dragon Ball, and I like how they balance that there. So the humor is cool. So there was a lot of things, you know, going on in the background instead of the foreground. It's funny. So if you know, just pay attention to all the stuff that's happening in the foreground. But if you always look in the back, there's always an Easter egg or somebody doing something silly in the back, and I like that. I also have seen this film twice. I've seen it once in Japanese with the subtitles and once dubbed. And I mean, I like them both. You know, I can watch it either or. And so, you know, just to let you know that there. And just the rest of the characters like Wiz, Broly, and Beerus, and Goku, and, you know, everybody else, they're there and they're fine. They don't stand out to me. But, you know, Pan and Vegeta, those were the standouts to me. And I really, really did like them. And also, what I don't like just pointless fighting either. I like to where characters are like, okay, why are we fighting? Can we work this out with our words? Let's not just destroy half of the planet if we don't have to. There's dialogue that addresses that, and I like it. It makes me think that the characters have a brain, and they're not just, you know, alien beasts that just, I want to fight everything. I mean, we know that's how the Saiyans are, but still, I like that they're using their brain or logic. And the last thing that I liked about this is you really got that DBZ aspect as far as the Z Warriors, everybody just diving in just to try to save the day. That I like that. It made me sit up in my seat, and that's pretty great right there too. But guys, that is going to conclude the things that I did not really care about in Dragon Ball Superhero. Now let's transition to some things that I really didn't care for. Goten and Trunks. I cannot stand what the film did with Goten and Trunks. It really bothered me. It rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm just like, why? If you was going to do this with Goten and Trunks, don't even include them in the movie. Another thing that I don't like is I want to see all of the fighters, the Z fighters, whoever's in this movie, give 100% effort. Okay? I don't want to see if it's danger everywhere and everybody's about to die and the bad guy's about to blow the planet up or whatever, why are there certain people fighting in their base form instead of powering up? Like, power up all the way and fight. That just, why are you not powered up? That just really bothers me that you want to be in your base form and not fight. Once you see the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Something else that I really didn't care for, guys, is the transformations. When it comes to Piccolo and Gohan, they both get power-ups. And I am not happy with the way they got powered up. I just have to be honest. I hated it. The best word to describe it, I think the kids say it is an ass pull, and it is an ass pull. Gohan is just able to power up. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I just didn't like Gohan's power up. They should have stressed it out. And like, what they did with Piccolo's power up and also the Dragon Balls, it just feels like it's cheating. And I don't like that. I mean, the one thing that I love about Dragon Ball is that these characters train for months and years. They have gravity machines. They go into the room in space and time. They train. And I don't feel like there was anything remotely close to that in this film to warrant them to have such a great power up. And it really did rub me the wrong way. I mean, when they was fighting, it looked badass, but I feel cheated, to be honest with you. And I really don't like that. I really don't like that. I just got to be honest. And this is a movie. I think this is maybe the 15th Dragon, I think there was 13 Dragon Ball Z movies. I can't remember which movie this is. We had Resurrection. This may be the third or fourth movie in Dragon Ball Super. I can't remember exactly. But the first movie, the Super Saiyan God movie, it was a movie and it was also stressed out into episodes. I happen to like the movie more than the episodes, but I feel like this movie, Dragon Ball Superhero with Gohan, this would have been way better if it was in episode form, because there were just a lot of aspects that they just rushed over and went over too quickly, especially with the villain. Even though it has been spoiled, I don't want to say it now, but there is a returning villain that is back, and he is much stronger. And the character is not a character. They didn't have one line of dialogue. All they did was scream for 30 minutes. And that's really disappointing. Coming from what we got before, they actually used words. They actually used dialogue and had intellect and had conversations with the Z fighters. And it was nice. But that's not all we got was a bunch of screaming, and it just really bugged me. It was anticlimactic a bit, you know, but at the final boom, the final bam was nice, and that CGI animation did come through. I mean, it was incredible. I will say that parts of the CGI animation was better than Dragon Ball Super Broly. There was one shot where I was just like, damn, you know, that's amazing right there. But guys, overall, I really did enjoy the film. There is more good than bad, but again, it is a huge step down from Dragon Ball Super Broly. The only thing I did not like in this movie is we did not get to see Goku and Vegeta fight Broly separately all the way powered up. They went Super Saiyan Blue, but Goku didn't go Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and Vegeta didn't go Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. They just both went Super Saiyan Blue and then fused. And that was my only nitpick. In Dragon Ball Superheroes, in Dragon Ball Superhero, I have much more nitpicks than I did the one I just listed. But again, guys, that does not mean that the movie is good. I mean, not good. I still enjoyed it. You're just going to have to lower your expectations. But guys, I will give my rating for this at the very end. But guys, that is just my opinion. And I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy the video, please go ahead and give me that thumbs up and help me reach my next milestone of 50,000 subscribers. And you can do that by subscribing to my channel right now. If you do subscribe, you'll get movie reviews, spoiler movie reviews, a weekly movie news roundup show. I talk about some of the TV shows that I'm watching right now, like Rap Shit and P-Valley Season 2. Also have some out of the theater reactions, trailer reactions, and some interviews down there as well. And this is just a more in-depth look of what I have on my channel right there. Look at all that. It's free. It's lovely. You know you want it. You know you want it. But guys, if I had to rate Dragon Ball Superhero movie out of a 1 out of 10, I would give this, I'm leaning like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. I think I'll stick with a 7 out of 10. Yes, a 7 out of 10. And I will go into further detail in my spoilers review that will release on August the 19th of 2022. But guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.